Hey y'all, hey, this is Coffee with Friends, and I am raw to the bone. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. July 4th is over. Are they still cracking fireworks and blowing shit up in the sky in your neighborhood? It's been pretty quiet around here. Thank goodness, because back in the day, baby, the whole month, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to start y'all off with the positive vibes because you know what I say. It's going to be a what?
Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun.
Hey.
Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do. The aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick
Good morning,
and some
Francella.
concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason, yo. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, yo. But you always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison the rock. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost.
Hey, what?
Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken. I got patience. One day at a time, that's how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it.
Hey.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How was everyone's July 4th weekend? I know we were off work and then went back to work, so it kind of broke up the weekend a little bit, but it was close enough to the weekend to extend some joyful holiday spirit into the weekend. Did you guys do anything eventful? Good morning, Aquanda. Good morning. Anything exciting happen over the weekend? What did I do this weekend? I actually didn't do much this weekend. I've been staying really low key. Normally, you guys see me with pictures. I'm hopping around the city. I'm bar hopping and shit like that. But I've been low key and staying close to home. You know, sometimes you just need that downtime and it's okay. And it's hard for me to sit still because even when I'm in the house, I'll sit down and I'll figure out, I think about some shit I got to do and I start jumping up like Colonel. I'm trying to learn to relax and learn to appreciate the space that I pay rent in. I am. You know, I always feel like I have to be doing something. I finish work, I work out, and then I'm go live on TikTok, and then I'm live on my show, and then I'm working, and then as soon as work is over, I'm thinking about all the errands I have to run outside. I feel like it's constant going. But a lot of that is me. I don't know. My mind just doesn't rest. It doesn't. And so I've been really low key lately trying to appreciate the rest that my mind needs. Does that make sense to y'all? It might not make no sense, but Good morning, Hillbilly. Good morning. It might not make sense to y'all, but for whatever reason, it makes sense to me. Hey, Cheryl. Happy new day. Yes, because if you see me and I see you, we've been blessed with another day. No matter the darkness that we walk through, you know, we do come upon the light eventually, right? Right, Zen. So you do get it. And so that's it. That's it, Zen. Sometimes my mind is just tired, right? And it don't rest. It's always on the move. Like I'm always thinking about a million things ahead of. Like I'm already in my head about all the things I got to do at work and all the things I got to do after work. And I'm trying to retrain my mind to rest, right? And so I've been low key lately, just trying to appreciate resting my mind. Oh, Hillbilly, let's share. What happened, Hillbilly? Share what happened. Understanding made me not take action this weekend. I'm still upset. Oh, is it something you can share? And if you can't share it, I understand that. But how did you feel that you didn't react? Do you regret not reacting, or do you feel like that was the best decision you could have made? How do you feel? I know you said you're still upset, but baby, some shit, be having us mad and we want to pop off, but sometimes it ain't worth it. Damn. You cooked out twice this weekend? Wow. What was the menu? Oh, oh hell no. Oh, hell no. Good morning, Michael Robinson. Oh, hell to the nah. Is this the same niece from the brother that passed that didn't come to the funeral? I'm, oh my God, Zen. If I could hug you right now, that part, oh my God, Zen. Oh my God. That part. Sometimes you realize that you overextend yourself, or you extend yourself to everybody else and give yourself very little. That's it. And so I'm trying to gather myself and give myself something back. And I'm trying to train myself to do that. I love that sound. Hillbilly. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, he's safe for now. Well, he better sit the fuck down and stop arguing with her. Cause baby, I'm sorry that you had that kind of weekend, Hillbilly. That sounds like, a little bit of stress going on over there. But I hope that she's okay. And at least she knows she got you to step in if need be. But maybe if the situation is so volatile and you're saying he's safe for right now, maybe she should leave that situation. Man's and child, I know it. You just want a manny and a petty. Something so simple, right? And you can't even do that. I know it. I need a vacation and I can't go nowhere. I can't do shit. I know it. Tell Eric to give you a manny and a petty. Make it a romantic night. Let hubby do it. Shit. Anybody else want to share what they did this weekend? Hmm? Well, we are in the month of July, right? And July is the month of understanding. But today, in talking about understanding, wait hurt you, I'm dead. I'm dead. You say he'll hurt you. Oh my God. Poor Eric. Wait till I tell. Poor Eric. I'm going to be like, Eric, you got to be gentle. Oh my goodness. That's funny. That's funny, Zim. We are in the month of understanding, but beyond understanding, today's reading gets into what are you feeding your spirit? What are you guys feeding your spirit on a daily basis? What are you feeding your spirit? You know, this is a good read, right? Because it's a reminder that we are responsible to feed our spirit, and what we feed our spirit can sometimes determine the outcome, right? You know, you have people that feed themselves with a bunch of negativity. They don't feel like anything good is ever going to happen to them, and they feed that to themselves. And every bad experience feels so heavy because they believe that that was coming. And I'm not one to say always feel positive, but what do you feed your spirit? It's a question. What do you feed your spirit? So, baby, let's find out what July 8th says, okay? It says, I will gain more understanding when I realize I must feed my spirit if I want to stay alive. And baby, alive doesn't only mean your eyes are open and you're walking around, because there's many people living like the Walking Dead. They just walking. They're not really living. Good morning, Damaris. Good morning. They're not really living, okay? They're just walking around with their eyes open. But this says, I will gain more understanding when I realize I must feed my spirit if I want to stay alive. Good morning, Lieber. What does that mean to y'all? I must feed my spirit if I want to stay alive. Before I even read into it, anybody want to tell me what they think that means? I must feed my spirit if I want to stay alive. What does that mean? What do you think that means? I eat good deeds and adventure. Okay. Anybody else? What does I must feed my spirit if I want to stay alive? Hillbilly said, I eat good deeds and adventure. Anybody else want to tell me what they think this means? Good morning, Pat. I got patience. My next meeting is at 10. I got a little bit of patience. I must feed my spirit if I want to stay alive. What does that mean to you? Nobody? We stuck this morning? Okay. Putting positive vibes and love in your soul. Putting positive vibes and love in your soul. Thank you, Liebert and Hillbilly. Anybody else? I must feed my spirit if I want to stay alive. What does that mean to you? Stay true to yourself. We are forced to do things we don't want all the time. Come through, y'all. Yes, I love it. Thank you, Hillbilly, again. I miss you too, Liebert. All right. Picture yourself sitting at a banquet table, covered with all of your favorite foods. Imagine the sight, the smell. Anticipate the pleasure of sinking your teeth into all of your favorite foods, which have been prepared to perfection. Wait, let me pause real quick. Brandilla said, I left my boyfriend yesterday. I decided if it will be good or if I will go back. He has been especially horrible lately and I couldn't take it anymore. Well, we are here for you, Brandilla. You know, you got to do what's right for your mental, right? You know, we've been down the roads. We have all this experience, good and bad. Leverage the experience you've had in the past and all the work that you've done on yourself, all right? And execute on that. How about I stay alive by feeding my spirit? Same thing. That's what it says. I must feed my spirit if I want to stay alive. So you're saying the same thing, Pat. Now imagine that as you finish one delight, a well-managed server brings you the next. This continues until you are filled to capacity and thrilled to ecstasy. You push back from the table, totally satisfied and grateful. Good morning, Dondre. Are you aware that your spirit needs to be fed? Did you know that your spirit would be delighted to partake in a feast of spiritual food? How about a plate full of prayer? Or maybe a few hours of succulent self-reflection? Perhaps a piping hot selection of spiritual literature served by the side of a lake or under a tree will satisfy your spiritual hunger. Can you imagine feasting for a few hours on spiritually uplifting music? What about some forgiveness a la mode with the compassion? You cannot imagine how much your spirit would enjoy it. Would you believe that there are many eager angels, guardians, and guides just waiting to serve you? They have already set the table and begun to prepare everything you need to satisfy your spirit. Need some help? Look under appetizers. Want some more understanding? Check the daily specials. If warm wisdom or scrumptious security would fill you up, try the chef's specials. It's all there on life's spiritual menu. All you have to do is simply raise your head, your heart, and your hand and ask. Like the body, the spirit must be fed. Your spirit not only requires a well-balanced diet, it must be fed on a regular schedule. Until today, you may have believed that your spirit could survive on bits of information. Just for today, be devoted to preparing a spiritual banquet for yourself. Take a moment to identify all the things that would fill up your spirit and then ask the angels to serve you up. Take a moment and identify all the things that would fill up your spirit and then ask the angels to serve you up. Today, I am devoted to having a spiritual feast. What does that mean to some of y'all? So Hillbilly, chimed in. Pat chimed in. Liebert chimed in. You guys chimed in on what you think it means to feed your spirit, right? How many times do we sit with ourselves? That was one of the things that I wasn't really good at, right? I thought I was feeding my spirit, but I found myself feeding everybody else's spirit and not feeding my own spirit. Going back to what Zen said, sometimes you're pouring more into other people than you're pouring into yourself. And sometimes you have to sit still and feed your spirit. And so that's what I've been doing lately. I've been taking time to myself, spending time with myself. Even when I fight with myself, just because I'm in the house, and sometimes I sit here and I go, I'm bored. I want to do something. I want to do this. I want to do that. But no, sometimes I have to force myself to sit still because my spirit needs to be fed. I need to sit. It says sit under a tree. Sit still with yourself. Feed your own spirit. How many times do you take that alone time for yourself to pour back into yourself and make sure your own spirit is fed? Brandilla, you got us, and I really truly believe that things will work out to the best for you, right? Like Cheryl said, take your time, think it through. Ain't nobody here judging you. If you decide to go back to your man, that's on you. But think about what you need to feed your spirit. Think about all the things you need, Brandilla, right? And then move that way. Like, this is how I'm trying to move in my life. And sometimes when I think of all the things that I need to fill my spirit, it makes me think about the people in my life. And sometimes it causes me to pause. And it even forces me to have conversations with people in my life if I feel like my cup is runneth empty. Or if I feel confused about, situations that I'm in, it forces me to have conversations. Don't sit and dwell on it. Don't second guess yourself. You are just moving forward. I love that, Hillbilly. I love that. And Brandilla, that's so important. You said you value your peace, baby. Sometimes we stay in relationships because we don't want to be lonely, right? But sometimes, we compromise our peace because we don't want to be lonely. Fuck that. I believe that used to be me. I didn't want to be by myself. But I've learned to love myself, and I've learned that I appreciate the place that I pay rent in. I do. And when I know I'm not spiritually feeding my mind, when my house starts to get unorganized. The office that I'm sitting in right now was a mess, y'all. And I don't mean a stinky mess. It just had my mail accumulated in here, and anything that I didn't want to focus on or look at, I would just put it in my office. And one day I walked past my office and I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt stifled, right? And I was like, this is a pure sign that I'm not feeding my spirit. This is a pure sign that my life is not together, right? I'm avoiding shit. I'm closing the door. I'm closing my eyes on shit. I'm not. I said, you know what? Stop. Pause. Okay. I got down on the floor, went through all my mail, cleaned everything up. I started scrubbing, not just cleaning the bathrooms, but scrubbing the floors with the electronic brushes, scrubbing the walls, scrubbing the doors. And I said, I got to clean up my space, right? So I could breathe, so I could spiritually unpack, so I could relax, and I can attend to myself. Sometimes there are signs of you not feeding your spirit. Pay attention to them. And Dondre, you are so right. You cannot put a price tag on peace. Not a damn price tag. Brandilla said, I'm used to him. He's familiar. He's a tyrant and terrorist, though. He's having some personal issues and he's impossible. He seems not to see it, driving me crazy. Brandilla, if I can be honest here, because I try to be honest with love, right? His tyrant and terrorist behavior has been a topic of conversation from the beginning, right? You've always said that he was tyranty and he had this bite, right? And he I don't want to put words out there that you didn't say, but he was a bit suffocating, right? He needed to know where you were at all the time. He was showing signs of toxic energy from the beginning. But I'm not judging you, because sometimes we become familiar with that toxic behavior and we normalize it. And a lot of people think it's cute. They be like, oh, my man want me to call him every 5 minutes. That's so cute. Or my man don't want me to go nowhere. Or my man don't like my friends. That's so cute. No, it's toxic, right? But sometimes we normalize these behaviors and we be like, oh, it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. No, it's not, right? And so he was showing signs of tyrant and terrorist from the beginning based on how you described him. But I'm proud of you because you have gotten to the point where you realize that it's affecting your peace and you need to do something about that. And so kudos to you. Cheryl Lee said I had to take a call, but to feed my spirit. Okay, to feed my spirit, I make sure I thank the divine and give gratitude upon rising. Spend time praying, meditating, affirmations, even if I don't get to my stretching. Now, it's funny you say that, Cheryl Lee, because I get up in the morning and I start my routine. I ride my bike. I do my yoga. And then right when I'm ending my yoga, when you get into your namaste pose, I do my prayers. At that point, I do my prayers and, I do a little bit of meditation and then I end it there. I try to do that all the time. Okay. And so that's how I feed my spirit. I feed my spirit by getting up in the morning. I have a routine. I ride my bike. I do my yoga and I do my prayers. Okay. I'm thankful that my body is moving, that I'm committed to something, and I feel good about how I'm navigating in my life when it comes to paying attention to me, feeding my spirit. Brandilla said, feed your spirit by being true to yourself and honoring yourself. So there goes a great point, Brandilla, right? Keep this in mind when you're thinking about your relationship. Feed your spirit by being true to yourself and honoring yourself. How do we do that when we end up in toxic relationships? Do you find that we are being true to ourselves and we're honoring ourselves by accepting less than? Right? Are we being true to ourselves and honoring ourselves if we are accepting less than? Right? And sometimes, like I hear you saying we have a routine, it's not all bad, but the bad is bad. Sometimes people stay, and we've had these conversations in the past, right? With people in situations on this show and just certain examples we pull from social media. People stay in situations that are bad because they hold on to the one or two or the three things that's good. Right? You be like, oh my God, when it's bad, but when it's good. And that good shit causes you to stay. But that bad shit is sometimes toxic. And you find yourself staying in situations feeding off of the little good. No. We have to decide for ourselves what we are worthy of. Are you worthy of sometime good, a little good here and there? What do you deserve? Dandre said, Brandilla, I hope I'm saying your name wrong, Dandre. Brandilla, is he aware of his issues, willing to get help? Have you sought counseling? I love these questions. Yes. Listen, good questions. Is he aware of his issues? First question, Brandilla, is he aware of his issues? Brandilla said he justifies most of what he does. That sounds narcissistic. Oh! And what did Dandre say? Does he have a lot of narcissistic characteristics? I was just saying, that sounds narcissistic when someone has bad behavior and they are justifying what they do, baby. That's a trigger for me because my ex, he justified everything. He was never sorry for nothing. He always had an excuse for it. He even picked up the Quran and tried to find a fucking paragraph in the Quran that helped justify his behavior. And I was like, right? Stop holding on to the little good. When that bad is bad, fuck that. So he does have a lot of narcissistic characters, Brandilla. You know that there's no cure for narcissism, right? It doesn't matter. Good morning, Debbie. It doesn't matter how many times these motherfuckers say sorry. If they're not the fuck going to therapy, you cannot help a narcissist. You cannot. You can't. They don't change. They need help. Help that's beyond the non-professionals. The fuck? Brandilla, I'm not trying to be funny, but y'all already heard me tell you my ex used to walk around here and not talk to me for 2 weeks. That's some bullshit. That's abuse. I just talked about a video, and it's on my IG page if you want to scroll through, where the gentleman said, when someone ignores you, when your significant other ignores you and shuts down, that has the same impact as being smacked or hit. Okay? It's a form of abuse. What are we accepting? What are we accepting? Because, see, I lived with that. I lived with a motherfucker who was good at not speaking to me and ignoring me and shit like that. And it made me rage inside. And it started to change me back to how I used to be. And I was like, this shit is toxic. I got to go. Because no relationship is healthy when a motherfucker is walking around ignoring you, not speaking to you. That is abuse. What are we accepting? And getting mad at me for everything, that causes you to walk around on pins and needles. Another form of abuse. It's mental abuse. I'm not walking around pins and needles around no fucking body. I've done it before and I ain't never doing it again. I ain't no fucking ballerina and I don't tippy toe and be dancing around on my fucking toes. No more. What are we accepting? Thank you, Hillbilly. You are only sorry if you change your behavior. I'm sorry you're going through this, Brandilla. And I just pray that you heal. They say a real apology is change behavior. Exactly. But narcissists don't change. They don't. But Dondre, guess what? You're stepping into the room of accountability. A lot of us grew up around toxic behavior. A lot of us normalize toxic behavior. But as adults, it becomes our responsibility to recognize that something is toxic and we need to do something about it. There's a population of people that will use the excuse, this is how I was raised and this is all right and this is how I was. No, motherfucker, no. Right? When you become an adult, it is your responsibility to recognize when your ass is toxic. If your ass is narcissistic, all right? If your ass need to go to therapy, it is your responsibility as an adult. You can no longer blame your parents. You can no longer blame your aunts and uncles. You can no longer blame the situation you were raised in. You got to step into the room of accountability and make a change for yourself. You are responsible for that. So, Dondre, the mere fact that you say, we're knocking on your door right now, and that you're working on it. Work on that shit. Because not speaking is not good. Brandilla said, I think he is bipolar, narcissistic, or has borderline personality disorder. His mood can change from hot to cold in an instant. See. He take medication? I'm asking. He take medication because, see, I be scared. I'm very scary. I'm too scary for like bipolar, narcissistic, and borderline personality disorders. I want to poke you. Oh my God. I'd be nervous, girl. Does he take medication? Dondre said, yes, I recognize it. Getting counseling. I would argue with my wife and be loud. Years ago, I apologized to my kids. And baby, this is all anybody can ask of you, to go get counseling, right? Work on yourself. Put those works into action and apologize and change your behavior. Dondre, nobody can say shit to you, right? This is all we expect. This is all anybody can expect from the next person. Recognize that you need help and go get the fucking help and apologize to anybody that you've hurt and offended and execute on changed behavior. That's all anybody can ask. Kudos. Kudos, Mr. Ford. Kudos. Deb said, oh, he doesn't take anything that I know of. Well, he might need to take medication, Brandilla. if he's got personality disorders and bipolar and all of that, mixed with narcissism, see, baby, I'll be sleeping like this next to that motherfucker. Cause we talking Sybil. Y'all seen that movie years ago, Sybil? She had about 10 or 12 personalities. Fuck that. One of her personalities was a murderer. The fuck? Cheryl Lee said, exactly, Roy. If a narcissistic person isn't working daily with the therapist, there's no hope for them in a relationship. None. And Cheryl, I'm dead because you said daily. Not once a week at the therapist. You said daily. Because, baby, hey. First of all, real narcissists, in my experience, they won't even get therapy because they don't see nothing wrong with their asses. See, that's when it's really bad. When you dealing with a motherfucker that's crazy and they're narcissistic and they be like, I don't need no help. Nigga, the fuck? Run, Forrest, run. Run. Because like Cheryl Lee said, they need to be up in their therapist's face every day. Debbie said, yeah, people that commit unspeakable acts are described like that, Brandilla. Please pray and figure out an exit strategy. She done left. We praying she don't go back. The fuck? Because look, he already asking you to come back. How strong are you, Brandilla? Let's just be honest. That man call you up today and be like, come back, baby. I love you. Because that's what the fuck narcissists do. And sometimes they don't even say it like that. They say other shit to make it look like you belong with them. How strong are you to keep healing yourself and navigating away from that situation? Do you feel like you can continue to move away from that situation? Or do you feel that, a part of you might wind up going back? I'm being nosy, but I'm asking. The fuck? He's very hot-tempered and easy to anger. Because I'm easy to poke. And so, no. Don't see, I'm 5'2". I'm a little bit, but not light. I'm thick. I'm a little bit. But I deal with big men. I like big men. So if you angry, easy to anger, I'm easy to poke. And so somebody gonna get poked being that angry around me. So that's why I can't even fuck with narcissists anymore. Because the narcissists I had, baby, y'all know the stories. Okay? My house for these last 3+ almost 4 years, I ain't broke nothing in it. But have a narcissist in here, my shit'll be fucked up because I'm swinging and I'm throwing. And that is not the energy that I need or want. Dondre said, my wife and I are going through this literally right now. I want to change. I think I am, but she's become hypersensitive now and going through menopause. Ooh. Menopause, me. I know what it's like. I would recommend y'all both doing therapy and then doing therapy separate, right? Like do marriage counseling, marriage therapy, right? Marriage therapy, and then do individual therapy, right? Because menopause in itself, listen, menopause in itself will make you want to go to therapy, right? So I understand the hypersensitivity that she has because of menopause, but I do feel that you are still on the right track by getting counseling. She probably should go to therapy, and then y'all should go to therapy together. That's just, something I'm throwing out there. I'm not a life coach and I'm not a therapist, but I'm just throwing it out there. And that's key. That's the point that's key. That is the point that's key. And make sure you are communicating that, Dondre. Make sure you are letting your wife know that you are willing to work it out, and then show her in your works by continuing to go to therapy and encourage her to come to some of your therapy sessions. Okay. Well, y'all are on the right track, Dondre. She's going to therapy. You going to therapy. I love it. You know how many couples refuse therapy? Or how many men will be like, they don't need therapy? I'm proud of y'all. Low energy for the good and high energy for the bad. Yes, God is good. And I'm glad that you're here. Okay. You know, this platform, Dondre, is called Coffee with Friends for a reason. We just sit, we have real conversations, and we share our life stories. And it's for the purpose of letting people know that you are not by yourself. You don't have to be embarrassed based on the struggles that you're having in your life. Life is life. And a lot of people, they leverage social media to smile and show the good times. And people think that these people are having just joy in their life. No, there's a lot of motherfuckers out here going through shit, right? And this platform is us expressing what's happening in our lives, right? And sometimes people will be like, oh my gosh, she tell all her business, or these people tell all their business. No, it's for the purpose of letting people know that, baby, y'all are not by yourselves. Okay, y'all are not by yourselves. There are other people out here trying to survive same similar things as you. You are not by yourself, and you don't have to be ashamed. And hopefully testimonies that come out of here can help other people that's trying to navigate through those same similar situations. I love that. Okay. You came through TikTok. I love that. Well, I'm glad you joined. All right. Cheryl Lee said, most narcissistic people don't get help until they have a court order or a restraining order. That part, and they're only going to get help because the order says so. And let me tell you something, therapy don't work that way. You can sit in therapy, you know, somebody can force you to go to therapy, but therapy won't help you unless you're being transparent. Therapists are not magicians. You got to be transparent. Right? And that's why I say narcissism is a disease that's uncurable. I'm sorry. I have yet to see a narcissistic person change their ways. I'm not saying it's not possible, but friends, significant others, those that I've come across that are narcissistic, they ain't changed. You know what had to change? Me walking the fuck out of their life. Okay? That's friends, family members, significant others. I skip the fuck along. I'm not here to change you. Exactly. Full of tests, becoming testimonies. And that's all it is. You know, that's all it is. That's why I tell my shit on here. I ain't embarrassed. Some people be like, what? You went through that? I did. And I guarantee you I'm not the only one. But I'm standing here able to tell that story in hopes that somebody that's going through it right now, that's a lifeline for them. Right? That's a lifeline for them. And so I'm consistent in the positive energy, in the small talks. I do it on TikTok, you know, focus on my mental and my physical on TikTok, have small conversations, try to bring positive vibes. And then I come here and we talk about real true stuff and we read the positive vibe of the day, the positive word of the day. And July is the month of understanding. Okay. July is the month of understanding. And so I appreciate you guys for jumping on here and sharing your life.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm not ashamed of a thing. Talking through things helps me. I know that's right. Pat said narcissistic people are like bad seeds, very dangerous. So, Brandilla, I don't know if you answered my question. Do you think you'll go back based on how you feel right now? Now, that's true. That's great advice because, Cheryl, you know, we in it. We in that menopause life. The fuck? And let me tell you something. I live by myself, but I go through shit. Menopause is very miserable for some people. And so that's great advice, Cheryl. Okay. Worthy, a book by Jamie Kern Lima. It's good so far. Okay. if you go back. Now, we've already said that. You said that he had narcissistic behavior, personality disorders, and possibly bipolar. How could you go back to that? The only change that I see is him going to get therapy. And that's going to take time. That's not even something that's going to work overnight. He might need years of therapy. So when you say, if I go back, there will have to be changes. What type of changes are you expecting in order for you to go back? I'm asking. Right? Because to me, if he hasn't changed already and he hasn't started seeking therapy and he hasn't done any of that, why is there even a topic of discussion about going the fuck back? That's just me beat with love. Okay, Debbie, because see, you know how we talk to each other. The fuck? Debbie said, Brandilla, I know you don't know me. I know you don't know me, but I don't recommend you ever going back. You can do so much better. I can't clap hard enough. I can't clap hard enough. Dondre, key word here in your paragraph, which I love, is I will work on being open and vulnerable. Baby. Baby, yes, do it. Be open and vulnerable. A lot of men fight that. We as women appreciate that. That makes us feel safe. Do it. Oh, how many times have you left him? If you go back again, it seems like a loop. This is the 1.5 time I left. I left half a time before, but went right back. Don't do it, Brandilla. Listen, I done fucking told y'all. I went back to my ex 11 times. Okay, that's some made up number just to say I went back more than the fuck I should. And even though for a short period of time he showed me change, he went right back into the fuck shit that he always did, because nothing changed. He didn't go get therapy. He didn't do any drastic changes to work on himself. He just made promises of change. And I went back all them fucking times. And guess what? After going back and forth, 20 plus years passed. And I wasted 20 plus years going back on a promise of change each and every time. And you know what? Each time you go back after they say sorry and after they promise to change, they just get it in their head. Oh, she gonna come back. Oh, she gonna come back. They don't take it serious. They don't fucking take it serious. Great question, Hillbilly. How many times? Even 1.5 is a lot. I've learned that. You know, I have great respect for people who tell me, once I walk away, I'm the fuck out. I didn't understand that at one point. Pat said, we will feed our spirit by reading The Game of Life by Florence Scovel Shinn. It's free online, less than 100 pages, also audio free. She is the grandmother of positive thinking. Yes, Pat, with the book suggestion, The Game of Life. Let me write that down. Let me write that down. Let me write that down. Okay. Brandilla said he's not promising anything, just saying his house feels abandoned. He didn't sleep. Stuff like that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is true narcissism right there. Oh my God. He not even talking about changing. He just letting you know all the things he needs. He ain't even talking about you, Brandilla. He just talking about everything he need, how he feel. He not even saying anything about how he mistreated you, how he's been acting. Nothing. Listen, you just said he's not promising anything. He's just saying his house feels abandoned. He didn't sleep well. Stuff like that. Narcissists are always all about them. Debbie said, I totally understand walking away and not looking back. That's the only way some people will ever respect you the way you deserve. I had to learn it the fucking hard way. I had to. Let me tell you something. I learned. Let her know, hillbilly. But all this man could talk about is he feels abandoned. His house feel empty. Nigga. He ain't even said nothing about you. Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. Because, see, a lot of women accept emotional abuse because it's not physical. And we'll say, oh, emotionally, I don't feel good. But he never hit me. It's the same thing. My mental state is just as important as my physical body. What? Do not put one above the other. I want to feel mentally safe and physically safe. I don't want to have to choose one or the fucking other. I don't ever want to ever say again in my life, because I used to say this. Emotionally, I'm not good, but physically, I don't have to worry. That's not something we should accept. We need to be emotionally safe and physically safe. It has the same end result. It has the same end result. Stop letting people emotionally abuse you because they're not physically abusing you. You know, it's almost like when my cousin's baby daddy used to do little stupid shit, right? To make it not look like abuse or make it look stupid. So if you call the cops, it would sound funny. Like I remember one day they were arguing, right? She called me right after the argument and we laughed about it, but it wasn't fucking funny. But this is what he used to do to make it look funny, right? They arguing. And she's eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I might be messing up the story a little bit because this is so fucking long ago. And he pushed her and flipped the mattress on top of her and put her in between the mattress, right? Well, I don't know if he slapped her with the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but it was some shit. And when she called me, I was like, what the fuck? Who does that? He didn't hit her, but he manipulated it to a point where either he snatched the peanut butter and jelly, flipped her over underneath the mattress or whatever. And when she called me, I said, that's some fucked up shit. And she was like, but he didn't hit me. He threw a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at me and flipped me underneath the mattress. See, They just want to be able to say they didn't hit you. That's still abuse. Thank you, hillbilly. Why do we push our mental state to the side like it's nothing? Right? Eventually, if your mental state ain't right, guess what's going to happen? It's going to show up in your physical state. Cheryl said, and pussy, let me write this down because it has the word pussy in it. So you know I'm going to read it. The fuck? Let me write this down. What is it called? Pussy prayers. Black girl bliss. Pussy prayers. I like it. I am Jacinta. Good morning. I am Jacinta said, listening from the treadmill this morning, love this Coffee with Friends community. They're going to get you right at Brandilla. Listen, we going to try. Shit, we going to try, right? Because we love each other. Like, listen, people need people. And based on our own experiences and our own testimonies, we just telling you. The fuck? Dondre, you better speak on the shit. You better say it loud enough for the motherfuckers in the back. Sometimes that's a learned behavior, things you've seen your parents accept. Welcome to Coffee with Friends, Dondre. The fuck? Talk about it. Things you saw your parents accept. So you think it's okay. That's that shit that I be saying. You can no longer look at your parents. You can't look at anybody else. You got to look at yourself and make changes for the benefit of yourself. Some people have grown up in toxic environments and have normalized a lot of fucking shit. For me, I've seen my mother get physically assaulted by her boyfriend. I ain't never normalized that shit. My ex-husband's finger was almost cut the fuck off because he came real close to me, huffing and puffing. I'm traumatized. If it look like or smell like you're gonna hit me, I'm backing up to the nearest poker object I can, and I'ma poke you a slice because I don't fucking play with that shit, right? But I did allow that mental abuse until I didn't. That's a good one, Dondre. That's a good one. That's true, Brandilla. You're not there, right? Which is taking care of your mental. But if half of your mental is contemplating whether you're going to go back to him or not, that's not really focusing on your mental because he ain't changed. Deb said, and after so much mental and emotional abuse, it can just easily escalate to physical. A young lady right here from Houston's story involved her losing her life the first time it turned physical. And see, see, a lot of people be like, he's not physical until he is. And maybe it only take that one time to take your life out. Brandilla say, yep, Dondre, from what I hear, his parents were very toxic and dysfunctional, although they were married and together till death. But also, Brandilla, you accepting the mental abuse, where does that come from? I've accepted it before, and I had to deep dive. Pat said, he may not hit you, but eventually he will. May even unalive you. This is serious. And that's what we're here for, Brandella. We're just here to give you, opinions, right? They're like assholes. We all got them, right? We're giving you opinions based on our own life journey. Okay? See, Dondre, you might be holding on to a lot of that shit. You might be. See, you really might be. See, you just popping in here to Coffee with Friends when we talk about a lot of shit. Okay? I mean, my dad was toxic as fuck. Right? And I found myself getting into relationships with men that had similar qualities as my dad. And I was like, this is a learned behavior. Shake this raggedy shit off. Well, I know that story, Brandilla. And so that's why I'm honing in on that part. You've been here with Coffee with Friends a while. We've talked about you and your mom's relationship. And so that is exactly why I'm honing in on this for you, because you have dealt, your mother was an example of somebody that was mentally abusive, which tells me that when you make a statement that says he's mentally, abusive but not physical, it's almost like that's better. That he's not physical, but is it because you've grown up used to this behavior? Something that you need to unlearn. Yes, Hillbilly, let her know we are sending love and strength. We might be using different words, but the caring is the same. The same. All right. I got to move towards ending this show. I have a 10 o'clock meeting, but baby, somebody needed this message this morning. The message today was, what are you feeding your spirit? July is the month of understanding. What are you feeding your spirit? That's the question you need to ask yourself, right? Look around. Figure out who's in your life, what you're doing in your life, and how does that feed your spirit in ways for you to be successful and healthy. It's a good question. Yes, Hillbilly. Yes. Go to therapy and come here to Coffee with Friends. This is what we do. See, Dondre, we travel together. We do things together. We plan. This year has been a little bit ugly because I got a trial that's lingering over my head. Other people, life is life. And so this year, Coffee with Friends is not doing as many trips as we normally do, but we travel together. We try to do things together. This is more than just sitting on a podcast and talking to each other. We actually get together, okay, and do things together. We have personal forums. We play games together. We rent houses. We spend time with each other because healing is a journey, right? And it's forever. They do become weirdly normal. Deb said, sending love, Brandilla, just trying to survive this hurricane. We're in the middle of it. It gets better when you are ready for it, Brandilla. Yeah, so Debbie, before you hopped on, I sent my listen. Oh, was that on TikTok? I can't keep up now. Prayers for all those in Texas, Galveston, Texas, Houston, Texas. Y'all are getting, pieces of that Burl hurricane. Be safe out there, Debbie. I talk to you guys all day. Grenada got hit, Curacao got hit, Jamaica got hit. This hurricane is just coming through, tearing through. So prayers and blessings for those people that are still in way of this hurricane, okay? And Brandilla, we are lifting you up. Yes, in prayers, like Dondre said, you have our prayers, you have our ears. Anything you need, we are here. There's Discord. In the middle of the night, you wake up and you crying and you want to ping on Discord. I have menopause. I'm up all night fuck long. All right. Just remember, we are here. Okay. Yes. Hopefully that shit'll be over soon, Deb. All right. So in the meantime, between time, I'm going to send y'all out with some good vibes, but come back tomorrow, y'all. I know I normally come on at 8 o'clock, but my schedule has been a little bit wishy-washy, but I show up. All right. Follow me. Link is in my bio. You can follow me across all my platforms. I'm here, y'all. All right. Continue to move in peace and love, and I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to send y'all out with the positive vibes because you know what I say. Even when you feel low, you can still what?
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
And you can.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
And I don't. This is Coffee with Friends, and I am Roar to D-Bone. Come back tomorrow, y'all. This is Love and Healing, a safe space. I know it's on the internet. Hey, hustle hard.
Every single day, I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, on the highway, and in the driveway is a nice range. 'Cause I'm trying to the climb, I'm like,
Hey,
you never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't come.
what?
Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain
Anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient. Hey,
Never see with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy.
hey, even when you feel low, you can still go.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
I never answer to no man, still go, and I fucking don't. Peace